So there is only the now moment, and my question to you is, are you ready to be free?
Yes.
Yes, good, because I want us to fly together. Take a deep breath, we'll do our treatment for freedom together aloud. I speak my word for myself, my center, and all its members and friends. I know love as the only reality. I am created out of love. Love is what I am. I know this love as absolute freedom in every area of my life, the life of my center, and all who call it home. I know our center's mortgages are paid in full, and I claim for all of us financial freedom with all debts paid and cleared. I release any sense of struggle or wrongdoing. I live in an abundant universe where there is more than enough for all. We experience freedom in every moment by always having more than enough money, vibrant health, and loving relationships. We are who we have come here to be. With hearts open wide, we see the world through the eyes of love. We are blessed, we are rich, and we are free. And so it is. And we do this by practicing our points of power. I always pay attention. I always tell the truth and tell it quickly. I always ask for what I want when I want it. I always take total responsibility for my experience. I always keep my agreements. And so it is. Thank you, Tolly Burkan. And now I will take my seat.
Oh no, down, girl, down.
Did you have another thought to share?
Many.
Then just relax, have a seat. I'll never get a word in today. So much gratitude. Thank you for that great song this morning. It fits so perfectly into what I want to share. Thank you for an elegant, amazing treatment. Listen, that was wonderful. And something I don't often do that I really want to do this morning is I want to thank those holding high watch. Kate Grayson and Sherry Free are not sleeping. They are actually holding the energy for us as we do this together, and it's particularly important to me today. So thank you for that, and thank you, Barbara, for being willing to. You know what I'm thinking? I think we should just have that before the message, regardless of who's.
Well, that'll help me.
That's what I'm figuring. Y'all still like doing that, the treatment for freedom, right? Yeah, I do too. It's really important to me. Barbara and I do that every single day with our treatment work. We include those words, so I've almost got it memorized. I still like to have it in front of me on peak sometimes to make sure I'm on the right spot, but it's really starting to really resonate with me. And there's good things happening from it. That whole thing about the mortgage, is kind of, if you're not part of this community, you go, they pray for their mortgage on Sunday mornings? Yeah. And you know what? It's working. We'll talk about it more at our membership meeting next month, but we have paid down the principal on our mortgages well over $100,000 this year. That's significant. And at the rate we're going, we'll have our first mortgage paid off in 2 years. We'll have the second one paid off in a few months after that, and then we'll start paying off that third one when we built that second two-story building over there in no time. It's just amazing how this works. And I believe that by doing that on a regular basis, we're creating that in consciousness, and it's actually happening. So, what am I here to talk to you about today? I want to start by saying how proud I am of this community, how grateful I am that this is my community, that this is my spiritual center. That picture is a past December. So just appreciate the fact that that's not what we're having now. This is more like what we're having now. Okay? So, that being so, I want to point out that when I say I love the spiritual community, it's not the buildings that I love. I'm grateful for the buildings and the sacred ground and this place to do this, but the community is us. We are the community. And I've been to lots of spiritual communities. I would not trade this one for any of them. Not a single one. This is my spiritual community. So when I come to you and share personal thoughts and feelings, I ask today for your indulgence and your patience and maybe your forgiveness. Because I worked through some stuff this week. And it has to do with us as spiritual community. I've been doing some interesting work with Rob Wergen. You'll hear about that soon. But one thing that he tells those of us that work with him, he's a transformation expert. Sure, here we go. And in my transformation, he said, you know, you may have some emotional upheaval in your life. Okay. Thanks a lot, Rob. But that's the path, so that's what's going on. And that's just the way it is. And this thing being a minister, being one of the spiritual leaders of this community, isn't always as easy as I think I'd like it to be. It's in that sometimes it's delightful and it's just great, and sometimes I grapple with it because we're finding our way. So that's been my path this week. We've made, as I mentioned, great progress as a spiritual community. This is an incredibly generous community. Again, at our annual membership meeting, you'll hear about the finances more deeply. We have already surpassed our level of committed giving for next year as to what we had this year. We haven't met our goal. Yeah, go ahead. Let's acknowledge that. We have not met our ambitious goal yet. So if you haven't filled out a commitment card and you would like to, and I really hope that you do, there's some out on the Welcome Center. Just fill that out and put it in the basket. So we'd like to do more to correct that and some other things, but we're on a perfect path, and I know that. So the money is lovely, and it's working and to grapple together with things. So yeah, of course I'm going to bring you into my grappling. What else would I do? One of my colleagues once said to me that her calling as a minister is to comfort the afflicted and to afflict the comfortable. And if you think about it, that makes perfect sense. That's what we do. If someone is struggling in their life with the situations and circumstances that they've created, but they maybe don't know that, our job is to have compassion, to support them, and to help lift them up into a place where they can live the life that they want to live and be who they've come to be. Absolutely. And there are times where all of us, no exceptions, where we get complacent, where we say, well, maybe I'll have to do that. And we don't do it really consciously. It happens kind of unconsciously. It's like when you're clear and you're using the principles we teach here, it's like being on a mountaintop. It's majestic. It's wonderful. It's amazing. You can see forever. Everything's so clear. And then all of a sudden, there we are in the swamp. How did we get in the swamp? We forgot. We forgot who we were. We forgot something. And it's not like we abandoned everything, but now our focus, and it's not our whole life, because even when we think we're in the swamp, we're on a perfect path. We're doing exactly what we need to in the spiral of life. We're going up, and the challenges we have are simply a higher level of challenge from the last time we were at that place in the spiral. That's how it works. If anybody thinks that life is always about sweetness and light, ease and grace, it doesn't work that way. It seems that we must, the great moments of our lives are when we get challenged. And we work through it, remembering who we are. That's the powerful way to be in spiritual community. That's what we're here to do. So we do that. And the beauty of having spiritual community is we get to do it together. And sometimes it's one person that needs lifting up, and we love them and surround them with our joy and our seeing who they are, and we lift them up. And sometimes it's a majority of us that need a little remembering and reminding. So that's what is going on. And what the heck is he talking about? I am really avoiding the topic, right? Let me tell you what's going on in me. I believe that I am a generous person. Although when you're generous, you don't walk around spouting that off. But I generally, without a bunch of fanfare, I think I'm generous. I give a lot to this community. I give a lot to life, but you know what? I get a lot. I get amazing amounts out of my life. One place that I'm generous is preparing food. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I want to just give some examples. Last week, I prepared food for our luncheon. Today, Barbara and I both have been involved in preparing food for our open house. And we're very delighted that you're going to come see it. Come see it quick while it's clean. And the food's still warm. But there's some good food over there, and we have great delight in having you come and share in that. And in a few weeks, we're going to have our annual membership meeting, and my tradition is that I make about 6 different crock pots of soup, and that after we have our meeting, we come and have bread and soup, and everyone seems to like the soups that I make. I've been saving turkey stock and chicken stock and all this stuff to make soups, and there will be vegetarian as well. But by doing that, I get such a great joy out of doing that. And when you tell me you like the bread pudding or the roasted potatoes or whatever it was I made, I love that. That feels just delightful to me. It's worth all the time that I spend doing it. And last Sunday, as I prepared way too much chicken and way too many potatoes, as we began our luncheon, I went and looked, and there wasn't much food on the tables. Now, some of you brought food. 13 people brought side dishes. And 13 people brought desserts. There were like 200 people here to eat, though. So something went, and really what it is my feelings got hurt. And Barbara had to put up with this. And had to give me the space to work through this, because I felt that we had missed. So I did. I spent my time doing my spiritual work, getting clear. Nobody did anything wrong. It's just time to remember why we do things around here. And what I want you to know, that the things that we do around here are calculated. They're intentional. Every word that you speak on an affirmation or a treatment together, that we say together, is very precise. All the lyrics that we sing in our songs, very precise. We want everybody to get principle and how to apply it. And we're blessed because we live in that principle. So many of you in this room, and I will not ask you to identify yourself, but you know who you are, give amazing amounts of time and energy and money to this center. So what's this thing about not bringing food? Why is that a big deal? Why not just provide the food? Here's why. We are not a food service organization. That's not who we are. If we were, we'd charge you to go eat. But that's not who we are. We are not a charitable organization, which sounds odd, but it's true. We are not. If that were so, we'd have it and call it a soup kitchen or something to that effect. That's not who we are. We are a spiritual community, and everything we do here is to help lift us up into a greater understanding of ourselves and one another in spirit. Even the covered dish luncheon. And we've been doing it for, 16 years. We've been doing covered dish luncheons. One of our earliest members said, why don't we have a meal? I thought about it and I said, Somebody actually said to me in a meeting last week, I said, there were only 13 side dishes. And they said, but who's counting? I said, well, I am. I give a lot of money to the center, so there's no reason that I should have to bring food too. I'm a volunteer here, isn't that enough? I brought food lots of times, and I always have to take home the leftovers. I hate to cook. Do I have to cook to be a part of this center? There was plenty of food last Sunday. No one went home hungry. I brought food before, and there was nowhere on the table to put it. Those are all valid statements. Not one of those is not, it doesn't have a sense of reasonability to it. We have had covered dishes where there was nowhere to put more food. And I tell you what, when that happened, my heart sang. It's like, we are so in this. This is so cool. But last Sunday, we had to line up the dishes in the middle of the table, so it looked like it would go the full length of the tables. This has happened before. And what I do is it's mine to remind everybody. The last time it happened that I took action on it, which was many years ago, we took a survey. And someone passed out survey forms, and people filled them out and put them in a basket, and I studied them. And what I learned is that there were two camps of people here. Those that loved the covered dish and said, if you want us to bring more food, let us know. Everything is great. We love that we do this. This is important to us. And the other group was, there's never the kind of food I can eat. By the time I get through the line, many of the dishes are gone. And on and on and on like that. The last question on the form was, did you bring food today? And it fit perfectly into those two camps. People who brought food wanted it to continue and thought it was really important. People that had in the same direction. We are. You know, we have Republicans in the room. Do you know we have Democrats in the room? Do you know we have people that were not born in this country, that came from entirely different cultures? We have all kinds of people, but we align around the ideas that we teach in the science of mind. And one is that as you give to life, life gives more to you. And there are solutions for anybody that's thinking, I don't want to do the food thing. An easy one is, that's fine. Many people leave, don't eat here ever. We put out food every Sunday, 4 or 5 Sundays a month. It's just our gift to you. Fresh bread. Johnelle was in this morning to make bread. Yay! Laura and Carrie made the birthday cake that'll be up here in a little while. Yay! Chuck Haber's over at our house right now getting everything just really ready for you in just a few minutes. You're starting to salivate, aren't you? Yay! Let's just do this together. On first Sundays, let's have more than enough food that we can eat. Yes, take home the leftovers or leave them here. I don't care. Whatever suits you, but play in the game with us. It will feed you more than thinking it's about a meal. It will feed your soul that you get to be part of something that is so abundant and fulfilling. I'm probably giving you my perspective on food. But it's important. It's important that we do this together and that we play together. It's important that we find our way in this exercise of applying spiritual principle to our lives. And of course, covered dish lunch is just one little example. It doesn't end. All the work that's done around here that you do, so many of you, to help make this place beautiful and friendly and welcoming and mechanically sound and all the other things that you do make this place run. So if we drop the ball a little bit somewhere, it's okay. Let's just pick it back up and run with it. And then we'll continue to see the value that this brings to our lives again and again and again. So if you think I'm overstating this, if I should just let this go, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I've said what I needed to say. I feel great. I feel very complete. And I want you to know above all of this how much I love you. How grateful I am that you'll get up on Sunday morning or come on Monday night or share in the other activities that we do here that feeds my soul. So let's keep doing it. Let's keep doing it and getting better at it. It's okay if sometimes we drop the ball, as long as we pick it up and do it even better next time.